Whether they live in one of the rare villages along the lake or in a simple cabin on its banks, Baikal's inhabitants almost all live on the fish from the lake. But in the winter, how does one catch fish when the entire lake is blanketed in a thick layer of ice? An original method was needed. And the solution Baikal's fishermen came up with is ingenious. As soon as the first solid ice begins to form, they set up a rope that allows them to cast their nets beneath the ice. But when it's -20, it's not so easy to pull out a net weighing nearly 100 kilos. The lake contains over 50 different kinds of fish, but only a few of them are worth catching.
There are different fish in Lake Baikal, like grayling, whitefish, sturgeon, roach or perch. But mainly we fish omul.
This fish is another species endemic to Lake Baikal. It belongs to the salmon family and can grow up to 50 centimeters long and weigh up to 5 kilos. Omul is sometimes nicknamed the bread of Baikal and is the main food produced by the lake. But contrary to appearances, fishing this silver fish is not risk-free. In winter, any activity on the ice can prove dangerous.
Once, two guys were dropping their net by hand. One was supposed to pull the rope and the other one stayed in the shed. So, the guy was pulling and pulling and pulling, and after a while the rope got stuck. What's going on, he wondered. But the other guy didn't reply. So the guy who'd been pulling went to have a look in the shed. When he got there, it was empty. He looked all around and finally saw the other guy's head poking out of the hole. His foot had got caught in the rope and he'd been dragged down the hole. You get some funny stories like that.
Today, the number of omul appears to be steadily dwindling. Paradoxically, fish and seal communities seemed larger at the start of the 20th century, back when they were the subject of intense exploitation. In the north of the lake, in Bakalskoye, a Soviet-era collective fishing operation called a kolkhoz was founded in the 1920s. Each day, boats would leave the village to fish omul and hunt seals. Everything they brought back was shared among the entire community.
There were about 170 people, kolkhoznikovs, who worked here, mainly men. The women would salt the fish and sew chapkas out of seal fur. There were 4 or 5 large boats, and right down here, there was a salting factory and also a seal treatment factory. People still fish today, but everyone works for themselves.
Today, the fishing collective has closed down, and living conditions are precarious. Many houses don't have running water, despite their close proximity to the lake. The families who still live here gather in the center of the village at an odd sort of service station. This is where they come to pump the lake water they use for their daily needs. In Baikalskoye, the bustling activity of the kolkhoz and its tons of fish are nothing but a distant memory. After 6 months of interminable winter, the frozen, icy landscape comes back to life. The ice cracks, breaks apart, and begins to thaw, freeing the lake's water once more. Encircled by mountains whose tallest peaks loom nearly 3,000 meters high, Baikal also takes in water from the torrents, streams, and rivers of an immense watershed.
There are about 330 rivers that empty into Lake Baikal. The biggest ones are the Selenga, Barguzin, and Upper Angara. The rest are only small rivers. Only one of them, the Angara, leaves Lake Baikal. It flows into Siberia's Yenisei River and then continues onto the icy Arctic Ocean.
Once more, it is possible for scientists of every field to pursue their studies of the lake. Olga Rusina has been studying Baikal's fish ever since she got her PhD in biology.
I can tell you there are 61 species of fish in Lake Baikal, and about half of them are endemic. These species are, for the most part, linked to a single family called the Cotidae. After years of evolution and being isolated in Lake Baikal, they develop into 32 different kinds of fish, and that's one of the endemic families.
Scientists wonder if the stocks of omul aren't indeed dwindling, as fishermen fear.
Personally, I don't see any major change in quantity. And when it comes to the omul, its quantity has actually increased in Lake Baikal, more specifically in the schools of omul that live deep down at the bottom of the lake.
Only in April is fishing finally able to begin again. The Siberian nature makes up for lost time. Pines, cedars, and larches, rhododendrons and blueberry bushes, countless species of moss and lichen finally shrug off their mantle of snow and revel in the sun.